Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Game Hydro. Today we're talking about Archero 2 again. This time we're going to do a tier list of who the best heroes in the game are. So, the question of who the best hero in the game is, honestly, is not that complicated of one, but we're going to go over what it is that makes each hero the best, the worst, or somewhere in between in the game. We're going to talk about who's the best, who's the second best, etc., so that if you're an advanced player who's trying to figure out what the best killer build is, we can help you do that. We'll go over them a bit. Just to preface this, to start, the heroes in this game actually all have the same base level statistics. Unlike other games of this type, there's not a statistical attack, defense, hit point difference between the heroes. They're all the same. Their stats just depend on what equipment they have and what runes they have. So it's primarily going to be the extra skills that set the heroes apart. So we're going to go with we're going to start with the rarest hero first, because why not? We're going to go over to Ada. Ada is the rarest hero in the game, and is one of the most absolute rare to get. You can obtain Ada from the island treasure hunt. So let's take a look at Ada's skills. Level 1, which is right after you unlock her, you don't have to star her up at all, is the higher the enemy's hit points, the easier it is to land a crit. Now, that doesn't say how much easier it is, but higher critical hit rate is always a boost in here. Level 2, after taking damage, crit rate plus 40 for 5 seconds. Plus 40% is an insane crit rate. That means that most of your hits will be sky high damage after taking any sort of damage, and that's not when your hit points are below 50% or when your hit points are below 20% or anything like that. That is at absolutely any level of damage taken. So just get hit minimally by a rival opponent, or by an enemy rather, and all of a sudden you're doing big damage. Let's see. Level 3 crit hits can insta-kill minions below 30%. That's a really strong one too, because it doesn't matter how high of a level or high maximum hit point the minion is, when they're below 30%, it's an insta-kill. And so that can help you dissipate crowds a lot, especially when paired with a weapon that's a good DPS weapon like the wand, a good kind of area weapon like the wand. Level 4, the further the range, the higher the crit rate, up to 15%. So the crit rate being higher when you're attacking from further away. This is a terrible pairing with the gloves or the knuckles, but with any other weapon, literally any other weapon, this is a killer pairing. So those make Ada an extremely strong attacker. Right off the bat, I'm going to go A+ tier, but maybe not quite S tier. So Ada's pretty high up there. Next down, we got Dracula, that costs $30 to purchase if you're American, or if you're not American, they cost the equivalent in your local currency. Dracula, number 1, lifesteal, chance to absorb enemy hit points during attacks. So lifesteal is a massively good skill to have, especially when fighting against mobs, not necessarily against bosses, but against mobs. Lifesteal will keep you healing even as you take damage from enemies. And sometimes, especially as you get more and more attacks and stronger attacks, it'll become harder and harder to avoid getting hit. So that can help you heal up real quick. Number 2, excess healing will be converted into damage on the next attack. So if you're doing a good job avoiding shots, you'd be doing extra damage. That's really good. Level 3, when hit points are under 50%, when hit points are over 50%, movement speed is increased by 20%. As we all know, movement speed is the absolute key to victory in tough levels, because a higher movement speed means you are more likely to be able to avoid hits. Level 4, at full hit points, attack power plus 40%. That is an extremely strong attack power boost at high hit points. And not only do you get the speed and the attack boost at high hit points, but you have the lifesteal right from the get-go that enables you to get to those high hit points without so much as picking up a red heart. For that reason, Dracula is absolutely S tier, possibly S plus. Dracula, best one in the game. Next up, you got Sarif, 50% in chance to encounter the Valkyrie at the start. So that's a nice boost, Valkyrie at the start. By the way, Sarif also costs $30. Level 2, chance to get another skill when healing is selected during the angel encounter. Now back to the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie usually is the one that provides attack boosts, while the angel's usually the one that heals you. So a strong attack boost from the beginning, that can be a real big help. Is that as good as lifesteal? I don't think so, but let's keep going. Level 2, chance to get another skill when healing is selected during the angel encounter. That is an excellent boost, because then there's no penalty for having low hit points. Level 3, chances that max hit point are not reduced when making the Devil Pact. Not too bad. I don't know what the chance is, so I don't like the non-specifics there, and the Devil usually only takes away 10% of your max hit points, but that's not bad. Level 4, easier to get higher quality skills when acquiring new skills. So what defines higher quality? Does that mean you get 2 boosts in one? Does that mean a better type of attack, more stats increase? Probably a higher stat increase. That one, this one's pretty good, but considering that Sarif costs the same as Dracula, and these skills are on a lower tier, in my opinion, I'm really not impressed. But I'm gonna recognize that I may be suffering that kind of bias, and I will give Sarif an A minus B plus. Moving on down, we got Helix. Counterattacker. Level 1, lower hit points, increase attack up to 20%. Level 2, attack speed 20% for 5 seconds after taking damage. Level 3, attack power plus 20% for 10 seconds after taking damage. Level 4, attack speed plus 20% when hit points are under 50%. So basically, every single one of these boils down to either taking damage or facing a decrease in hit points will increase your attack power or your attack speed. The attack power is raised by a maximum of 40%, depending on how low your hit points are. And the attack speed is raised by a maximum of 40%, depending on how low your hit points are. So this one is especially effective if you're a risky player that would rather stand and attack than run and avoid. So if that's your playing style, you're probably well served using Helix. If you are a point boxer in this game who dodges and counter punches, Helix is probably not for you. And by the way, Helix only costs 3,000 gems, not $30 like some of these guys do. But let's check out the gem value later. I don't care right now. We're going to move backwards to Nyanja, the cat ninja. So the cat ninjas, level 1 movement speed is increased 10% and periodically releases Swift Wind to push back and damage enemies. Now you can get Swift Wind when you level up sometimes. It's a good attack. Level 2, increased Swift Wind range and doubles Swift Wind damage. So, yeah, just making the attack better. Level 3, Swift Wind triggers an explosion on monster contact. Level 4 significantly reduces the cycle of Swift Wind. So that means less cooldown time before Swift Wind, in case that's hard to understand, because it was for me at first. But that's not too bad, and this is a pretty easy character to unlock because you have to participate in Phase 2 of the Launch Carnival to unlock it. Now, when this game's a little bit older and the Launch Carnival maybe not a thing anymore, then there's probably going to be other methods of unlocking the Anja, because I don't think they're sectioning off this character to just being limited edition. Now, moving backward, we got Alex. That is your starting character. Level 1, there are more red heart drops. Number 2, oh, we forgot to give a tier to Nyanja. So the Swift Wind stuff is pretty effective, but it's nothing you can't get elsewhere. I'm going B+. But luckily, Nyanja's pretty easy to get. Now you got Alex, who's your starter. Level 1 increases red heart drops. Level 2 increases attack speed plus 10 for 10 seconds after a crit. Level 3, in-match experience gain plus 10%. Now, more experience is always good because that provides more opportunity for leveling up. And the more you level up, the more skills you can potentially get before fighting a boss, especially. Level 4 guarantees a crit on the next attack after taking damage. So, a guaranteed crit after getting hit. Hey, that rhymes. That's especially good against bosses because you're going to take hits from bosses whether you're trying to avoid them or not. So, you will be guaranteed to smack them with a crit. So, Alex, I'm going to give a B to. Pretty good. Definitely not crap, but, easily upgradable. So, out of these ones, the best one, in our opinion, is Dracula. That lifesteal is impossible to beat. Ada's crit makes him super strong, but that lifesteal is just unbeatable. Anyways, this is Game Hydro, giving you the tier list of the best heroes in Archero 2. Hope you enjoyed our list. Hope this list was useful to you, especially because some of these heroes can be very expensive to get. But, yeah, go ahead and like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And, yeah, we'll see you next time.